Are you guys ready for the most anticipated TV of next year?
Let's do it.
Wait, we're not done? What? How long have we been going?
We're like 55 minutes. This won't take long. There's not nearly as many of these. You know what? I actually had a hard time finding the TV list because it was either like the TV list that have like everything, like NCIS season 20, or it was like ones with just like a handful, and like this one's kind of like that. But I thought this one at least had a pretty good blend. So this doesn't have there's a lot missing from this list, but it hits a lot of the big ones. So this one is actually coming up quick. January 15th, The Last of Us. Joel and Gabriel Luna are... the cast is Bella Ramsey as Ellie, Pedro Pascal as Joel, and Gabriel Luna as Tommy Miller. The synopsis: an adaptation of the popular millennial video game The Last of Us follows Joel, a veteran smuggler who is saddled with carrying a teenager named Ellie. I played the first video game. I haven't played the second one yet. I know you started the second one. I believe this will, mostly follow the story of the first game. I'm sure I will watch this eventually. I'll probably wait for it to stack up. I don't think this is something where I'm going to be like, week to week anticipating. But is this something you guys think you'll watch?
I thought Last of Us was a great game, but I think the storyline is pretty simplistic, right? Like, it's not really like revolutionary. It's nothing new.
No, in many ways, it's just a small twist on your standard zombie fare.
Yeah. I'm not too interested.
I'll probably watch it, but yeah, I'm not like... I know a lot of people are just like really psyched for it. I'm just like, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
And that was going to be on HBO Max. This next show is going to be on Amazon Prime. Fallout, another video game adaptation. The synopsis: adapted from a popular video game, this post-apocalyptic series revolves around a ghoul who has received so much radiation that he is resistant to aging, with the drawback being that he resembles a dead body. I mean, that's not much to go. I've never played a Fallout game. I know it's a popular series. Although the cast stars Walton Goggins, who is a really good actor. You guys have any interest in this?
Yeah, I'd be interested in this. I played the game Fallout 3, and I really liked it, so it had an interesting storyline to it.
Okay. This next one I'm definitely excited for. The Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah.
Now, this says release date February. I saw other ones, articles that said March, but in that, window. Synopsis: a bounty hunter and his companion Grogu set out to Mandalore to atone their past wrongdoings. But yeah, I've liked all the Mandalorian stuff so far, so I'm definitely down for more. This next one will probably depend on reviews. True Detective Night Country. So this is True Detective Season 4, but it's an anthology series, so you don't have to watch any of the previous ones.
The first one has been the best one.
Yeah, I love the first one. I heard the second one so bad not to even try it, and then I heard the third one's better, but I still never saw it. So who knows if I'll ever get around to this one. But this one's got Jodie Foster as the lead. Synopsis: similar to the previous ones, this season revolves around 6 absconded men in the desolate cold weather of Ennis, Alaska. This next one, Succession Season 4. I watched like the first 3 episodes of Succession, and like I liked it okay. Like I certainly didn't dislike it, but I never went back to it, and I don't think I probably ever will. I don't know if you guys ever watched any of it.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it didn't hook me enough. Like it wasn't bad though.
Political show or something?
It's a movie about like this family where like they own this really like large company, and the father he kind of like is sick, so like all the like kids are kind of like circling to try to get control of the company, that kind of thing, Actually, Lester, you might be interested in this one. I know you love the cartoon series. At some point, I really need to watch the animated series, but they're making a live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender for Netflix. That's supposed to come out this year.
Maybe.
An adaptation of Nickelodeon's animated television series, this show takes place in a war-torn Asia, where the Avatar strives to restore peace by preserving the harmony of the environment. Aang's mission as the Avatar is to end the brutal Fire Nation war and free the planet. Now, you really love the animated series, right?
Yeah. No, the animated series is very strong.
But this doesn't really do it for you. Do you look at
action? I mean,
is this just like the Little Mermaid, where you're like,
it's like anything. I mean, it could be good, but well, if it gets great reviews, maybe.
This next series would bore the fuck out of me, but this is Apple TV Plus and HBO. Anyway, it's Masters of the Air, which is like a war drama miniseries based on the World War II operations of the 11 soldiers in a bomber known as the Flying Fortress. It battles German fighter hordes 5 miles above the ground in hostile territory for their lives. Their goal becomes obvious as American bombers are eliminated one by one to survive. I mean, I know a lot of people like that, like Band of Brothers, and they had another series like that before too in the Pacific. I just war stuff, war and biopics, two genres that don't do it for me. Would you ever consider watching this? You did watch some Band of Brothers, didn't you?
Band of Brothers was super strong, but I mean, it has to be quality.
Next, another Star Wars program. I'll definitely check this out. Ahsoka. A sequential tale centering on the adventures of Ahsoka Tano, a Togruta female who served as Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, teacher, and hero of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars. I mean, AJ, are you ever going to get on this Star Wars stuff?
I mean, I think it's too late for me.
Is it too much for you at this point?
There's so much content. I would never know where to I couldn't get it all in my head.
This next one I'm definitely interested in just because I like science fiction. The Three Body Problem, which is a Netflix show. A covert military experiment transmits messages into space to contact aliens while the Cultural Revolution is taking place in China. When state intelligence recruits Chinese physicist and nanomaterials researcher Wang Mao to infiltrate an organization called the Frontiers of Science, which has a history of suicides among its members, he falls ensnared to a massive conspiracy. I don't know much about this. I know it is based on like a very popular book, but
yeah, I think the book is I thought it was by Cixin Liu. This character, I think it's in the book. Like I've read it, or not. I haven't read it. I've had the breakdown of it, and there's like a race called the Trisolarans that a scientist from Earth is reaching out to, and that's where trouble starts, essentially.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. This next one I am quasi interested in. I don't know if I'll ever get around to it. X-Men 97. Due to Professor X's absence, who left for another planet at the end of X-Men 92, Magneto will now be in charge of the X-Men, which is quite a turnabout. So this supposedly is a direct continuation of where the X-Men 92 series left off. For me, if I'm going to watch this, just knowing myself, I have to rewatch the old series to get up to speed, and I don't know if I'll get that done or not. Mm. I know you earlier this year were watching some of those original ones. Does continuation appeal to you?
I'd check it out, especially if it's doing well.
Next, a Marvel show I'm actually looking forward to, Loki Season 2. The second season continues the story from where the first season ended, but in a unique way with a new emotional angle for Loki. That sounds kind of vague, but... But, yeah, Loki, the first season, probably my favorite of the Marvel series so far, so I am definitely looking forward to it.
I mean, me too. I'm definitely looking forward. That's my favorite Marvel series so far.
Yeah. Actually, this show here is something by description I'm looking forward to. Poker Face. This is created by Ryan Johnson, who wrote the Knives Out movies. It stars Natasha Lyonne. Synopsis: Charlie, a girl with an incredible instinct who can predict when someone is lying, sets out on a road encountering new people and perplexing crimes at each stop. I mean, this sounds up my alley, like a quirky detective, solving crimes type of shit.
Did you ever watch iZombie?
No, I didn't.
That was like a zombie girl who becomes a detective and starts working with a cop and like starts solving crime based on her premonition. Like she eats brains and gets like.
Right. Yeah, I kind of know of it. I just never watched
I
it.
thought that might be in your wheelhouse, but I don't know.
It has that Rahul Kohli guy,
Yeah,
right?
There's Rose McIver, who's super.
McIver.
She's beautiful, man.
Oh, you sold me now. But it is like a show you'd recommend?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe eventually. Man, there's so much shows to watch though. Next, another Marvel show I'm actually looking forward to: Secret Invasion. When the Skrulls invade the top spheres of the Marvel universe, Fury and Talos attempt to stop them. I believe that's like maybe like the next one of those shows that's out. I think it's like in the spring sometime.
Okay.
For Witcher fans, Witcher Season 3. You get your last season of Henry Cavill before you have to downgrade to Liam Hemsworth. This season features a tense search for Ciri, with Yennefer and Geralt fumbling to shield her, while the main trio becomes entwined in one grand plot. Who knows if this one will actually come out, but yet another Star Wars, this time starring Jude Law. Star Wars Skeleton Crew. The plot follows a group of children who are lost in the Star Wars universe, attempting to find their way back home. I mean, that synopsis doesn't do much for me, but maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. Jude Law's not my favorite. I don't know why.
You're prejudiced against the British. Which is why...
Is he British? He does, I guess.
He is British. And your prejudice against the British is the reason you don't like this next one. Bridgerton, Season 3. In this season of Bridgerton, Colin offers to teach confidence-building techniques to Penelope in an effort to mend his friendship with her, and a romantic relationship follows thereafter. Now, AJ, I know your sister is big on this show. You know, it might be funny for us to actually review this show. We'll just bash the shit out of it and be like, you got to watch this episode of the podcast. Now, it doesn't list it in this article, so that's it for this article. I did see, like, on another article that listed more stuff. Like, I think that reboot of Futurama is supposed to come sometime during the year. You know what's weird is, do you remember that, like, short-lived cartoon series from, like, maybe the early 2000s called Clone High?
I've never seen it.
Vaguely, yeah.
It was like, you know, clones of, like, famous people from history, like JFK, Abraham Lincoln, I think, like, Cleopatra, and they were, like, high school students. Apparently, like, that is getting a reboot, because everything's getting a reboot. I just thought that was weird when I saw that. And another show it doesn't mention on here is another show I'm looking forward to. In fact, I might rewatch season 1 of it. Have either of you guys watched Carnival Row on Amazon Prime?
I watched something called Carnival.
No, this is different. I actually think you would maybe like this show. So basically, it's been a while since I watched it because, like, it came out and then the pandemic happened, so it, like, caused, like, huge delays. So I'm gonna rewatch season 1 before I watch season 2. And, like, apparently, like, they're only doing 2 seasons because it's the solicit said the final season. But, like, it takes place in this, like I don't know, Victorian, like, city, and there's, like, regular people who live alongside, like, magical creatures, and, like, there's kind of, like, racism between, like, the magic people and the human people. And then Orlando Bloom, like, plays this detective that gets, you know, wrapped up in this mystery. But it's actually really good. I think you would maybe like it.
Maybe. Or anything with Orlando Bloom.
Now, I'll leave this up to you. Well, actually, what TV shows are you guys most looking forward to?
Loki.
Yeah, looking at this list, I think Loki's towards the top of my list as well.
Mandalorian's got to be up there for me.
I mean, Loki just has so many, like, open questions, you know, from season 1. I just want to see what happens with that.
I wish, well, I mean, if they were going to do one that was, you know, longer than They're like 6 episodes they've been doing. Loki would be my candidate.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know. I don't know if they need 18 episodes like Daredevil, but
I'll take 12.
yeah, exactly. 10, 12, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.